Yes, and for more than an hour, this crowd has chanted and cheered and demanded the prosecution of the three other officers involved in the George Floyd case. And just a couple of minutes ago, an extraordinary moment as Governor Tim Walz walked out the front door of the governor's mansion, came through his front gate, and is now standing behind families who've had relatives killed by police. There was an organizer who said that they were happy that the governor would come out, but they wanted him to listen first before saying anything. And what they have called for is systematic reform, of course, the prosecution of the three other officers, and they've also addressed the prosecution of the case that is now being led by Attorney General Keith Ellison. And there have been some calls for an even more independent prosecutor not affiliated with either Ellison or Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman. So right now, you're listening to family members addressing the killing of George Floyd with just a massive crowd here, several hundred, probably more than 1,000 at this point, just crowding the governor's mansion here on Summit Avenue, one of the largest crowds we've seen at a protest in recent memory here at the governor's mansion. So we're going to send it back to you. An emotional moment, we don't want to overshadow it. Back to you.